Hey everybody, it's Missy bringing you my final layout ever for My Scraps and More. I'm really sad. The store is closing, and so the boards will be closing, in a few weeks. And I'm really sad because I've been on this team since April of 2012, and it's been a very, very special team to me. I love all the ladies there, and Audrey has done an amazing job with the store and the forum. And I'm really going to miss making layouts for challenges there and just being a part of that team. So this is my final video and layout for My Scraps. I'm using the Graysic Bay. What? The Basic Gray B-side collection here. And this was actually for a challenge last month for a Saturday scrap lift challenge, and I scrap lifted a page by a member. Her name's Yushan. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And so I tried to mimic a lot of the things that she did, and of course I forgot to show you a picture of her layout, but mine is very similar to hers. So I'm using this really cool gray background from this collection, and in her layout she used one big picture in the center, and there's some tissue paper, and she used different elements on either side of the picture. And what I'm doing here I do wind up changing, but it's still very similar to what she did. I love the colors in this collection. I love that it's just fun and random. There's all kinds of fun quotes and fun pieces. It's really different, and I love it. There's that cassette tape. There is a lot of fun little quotes on all the little die cuts here. And so I'm just going through and picking out things either that I like the color of it or I like what it says. And I want to overlap these words or these letters in the word stoked over my picture. And so I'm just taking my craft knife and slicing through the bottoms of all of those shapes. So when I layer it behind my picture, I can stick the picture underneath the letters just like that. And I didn't want to cover any of them up. And so that's a neat little trick to do if you want to, if there's like a floral paper and you want to overlap one of the flowers on top of your picture or another piece of paper, just give it a little cut with a craft knife, and then you can stick the paper or the picture underneath it without, having to cover it up. So I'm just working on my layers, and something else that she did in her layout was she added big brush strokes of what looked like acrylic paint to me. And so I'm going to try to mimic that. You know how I love mixed media, and I'm going to do something a little different. And I'm going to take some of my different colors of acrylic paints that I've had for forever, and I'm going to kind of mimic what she did. And I'm just going to use this foam brush and create the brush strokes like she did. And it just looks like messy paint strokes, or a big strip of paint at the top and then some at the bottom. And this is different for me because I usually like to blend my colors and my paints. I like to blend gelatos, and I like to blend inks and watercolors and things. So this was different because I'm not blending any of the paints. It's just a bold stroke. And I think it really turns out really neat. I was really happy with the result. And I'm just mixing some blue and greens here to match up the color of my paints to everything. And I like how this looks on the gray background. I think it's fun. Sometimes I use white backgrounds so much that I think it's a fun challenge to build a layout on pattern paper that's, a different color. So I've got my yellow, I've got my teal greenish color, and then I'm going to finish off with some pink at the bottom. And I think that these big brush strokes go really, really well with this collection. Now, I did not have any orange stickers or alphas, and so I'm just going to color my own. And I'm using more acrylic paint and some foam thickers that I've had for forever. And I'm just going to use my finger, and I'm going to color some up so they're orange. And the title is going to be Selfie. And this picture is one of the outtakes of my mom and my sister and me. And I believe this was Mother's Day. I think I've scrapped another photo from this photo shoot where we went out to eat And then we went out to the parking lot and we acted silly and goofy and we took selfies. And of course, most of them look like this, where everyone's laughing and eyes are closed and I don't know what I'm doing with my face, but who cares? It was a funny moment and I love this picture. And I think the imperfect pictures are always my favorite because they just show what was going on in that moment, you know, without it looking too perfect. When everyone's posed and everyone's smiling, these make me laugh more. I love these moments of cheesiness. So that's what's going on in the picture. And so I wanted all these fun elements from this collection to kind of showcase the picture. So I took away those two 3x4 cards that I had put on either side, and I decided to use some 6x6 papers here just to add in some mismatched layers on either side. And I like how this looks a lot better. It still gives the illusion of lots of layers, even though they're just small bits of paper tucked under there. And I really wanted to use this just because this is epic, but I do not wind up using it. But I will use it again, or use it on another layout in the future, because I love that. And I have lots of what I consider epic photos of events in my life. So I'm really liking how this is looking. I love the quirkiness of it. I love the colors and all these different patterns going together here. I love the addition of that black and white stripe. I think it plays really well with the black and white in the picture. What to do next? What to do next? I'm going to finish the title. And it's hard to tell on here, but there is some really pretty orange in this collection. So that's why I decided to go with an orange title, because I don't really have a lot of orange on there yet. But before I stick those stickers down, because you know, if you put stickers on top of a picture, they are not coming up. So I wanted to do a little bit more embellishing before I officially stuck those down, because they're pretty much stuck when you put them down. So I'm going through the sticker sheet here, and on Yushan's layout, she had a couple of triangles on the left side, and so I'm going to add that, but not just yet. I'm doing all these things, and then I put it away and wait, because I get another idea instead. And I forgot what I'm doing here. Oh, I wanted a tad bit more orange, and so I'm going to add a little photo corner to that part of the picture. The chipboard is really cool in this layout. I love that this says, check this out. I don't wind up using that, even though I really wanted to make it work, but just with everything else that added to it, I didn't really have a home for it. So I'm going to use that 3 triangle over there on the left. I'm going to pop it up. And this was something else in her layout. She had a little banner piece up in this area of the page, and so I'm going to use that. It seemed really neat that everything she had in her layout, there was something that matched that in this collection. I didn't even realize that until I started using this collection and putting this together based on her page, that there was just, every time I looked up and saw her page, I found something that coordinated in this collection. So it was just meant to be. I love how that happens sometimes. So I've got that little circle on the left that says, oh my, and then that little long speech bubble at the top says, hello, gorgeous. And I love that because, you know, we're not looking gorgeous by any means, but it's just a funny, sarcastic thing. So I don't want this to be solid white, so I'm going to add a little bit of pink gelato to it to give it some color, and I'm just using my little water brush there to blend it. I don't want to color the whole thing. I just wanted some pink touches around the edges of it, just to add a little bit more pink up there at the top. Time to add some thread. Yes, that is my ripped up Ziploc bag of thread. The top ripped off. I really need to find a better way to store my thread, but it works for now. So I'm going to use a couple of different colors here. I'm going to use black, and I'm just going to loop it up there and layer it underneath the layers. And I am going to do some stitching here momentarily. I love that circle. It says, yep. And that arrow there on the left, I decide I'm going to make it green. And so super fast. This is why I love gelatos, because they're super fast. If you want to add color to something, 20 seconds and it's done. Alright, so I did my stitching. I just did some black stitching on both sides of the picture and at the top, and then I stitched through that Hello Gorgeous piece just for a little bit of added detail. I love how that looks. This was really fun to put together. This collection it makes it really, really easy to add all these bits and pieces. It's my favorite colors. I love the bright colors. Everything just flows together, and I'm wanting to use it again in the near future. And I hope my mom and my sister don't kill me for, you know, showing everybody this picture, because I'm sure it's not their favorite. But look at me. I look like the biggest doofus of all, so I don't think they have anything to worry about. So I'm just gluing everything down, adding some more thread, and then I'm going to come in and add a second smaller title, and it's going to be hashtag no one was ready, because I'm always the one that takes these selfies, and I think it's funny to just start snapping away. And, you know, my sister's like, wait, let me fix my hair. Wait. And my mom's like, oh gosh, no, look at the wrinkles. No, let me smile. Let me hold my head this way. And I'm like, no, just smile. Let's go. Click, click, click. And I get the greatest shots. So I get maybe 2 good ones where we're posing, and the rest of them are goofy like this. And so, yeah, I just had to add in hashtag no one was ready, because clearly no one was posing in this picture, except for me, because, you know, I have the camera, so I know when I'm about to take it. That's the beauty of holding the camera, right? Anyway, off topic. I added in that flare button from A Flare for Buttons, and it says details. And I added in that little circle arrow on the right, and that is from Evalicious. And then these are some Simple Stories stickers that I've had for a while, and I love that they're white and they show up really well on this gray background. So I just peeled a couple of those off just because I think they looked cute and they were perfect little added sentiments there. And so I'm going to add my journaling, and my pen wrote really well on this paper and on top of that paint, because it was really smooth and it dried really quickly, and so it worked out really well. And I really wanted to use that, but it didn't work out. I pulled out this set of stamps that I got at Michael's a long time ago. I believe they're Fisker's brand, and they've got this LOL stamp. And so I thought, oh, that'll be cute, because we're definitely laughing and acting silly. So I'm going to use that. And then there's another one that says ha ha. So had to use that one. And I'm just going to stamp that on above at the top, on top of that tissue paper. And I do add the date at some point. I think I do that off camera. I decided not to use this other stamp that said cheese, just because I didn't want to go overboard. And the last thing I'm going to do is add in the black Color Shine splatters, and that's going to wrap it up. Here come the final photos. Yep, there's the final image. I love how this turned out. It was really, really fun. And I want to thank you, Sean, for making a gorgeous layout for me to scrap lift. So, let me know if you have any questions about anything that I used. And thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for all your comments and everything. And I will see you guys next time. I hope you have a great day.